Another continuum on the spectrum of well-being is the continuum of human state. Now, down in the bottom corner of that, we have helplessness, dependency, trauma, pain, and betrayal. This is the state of an abused child who is surrounded by sociopathic giants that actually feed on the weak. So it's a reptilian state in which the small are completely helpless. The law of mass dictates that the big, the giant, the majority, always wins. So you have this state which produces hate. Helpless, pain, hurt, and betrayal produces the state of hate and despair. You move in the continuum to where you're taking autonomy. You're going from being at the effect, so this is where you have things like cutting and self-mutilation, where it's like, I'm not going to be at the effect of my abuser. I will take charge of my own pain. It's still a very low state in terms of pain and pleasure, but we're moving from being at the effect to autonomous mastery. Now, as soon as we've gained control, autonomy of our own state, we then move in an ascending order to see how high our state can become before we lose autonomy. Because much like the brain function, at high states of joy, you see, it's very hard to feel joy when your mother just hit your sister or threw a pot of boiling hot water on your brother. The joy is collapsed. And so, particularly going through adolescence, we find the prevalence of, a sullen but self-determined apathy, cynicism, anger, distrust. These are very solid states, because if the outer environment is nice for an afternoon, you can still hold on and say, well, it's coming next time. You can hold on to anger and hurt, etc. But if you just kind of float up into ecstatic joy, a traffic accident knocks you down, and it's important to maintain the sense of autonomy. That's part of nature's evolutionary process of creating distinct energy patterns. And so we'll climb the human state continuum to the very top point, way up here, which is sustainable, conscious, masterful fun. Every other state is moving in that direction. We need autonomy, because what's hellish and where the innocence of children settles into the grimace of the adolescent is to be up in that place of fun and then just be knocked down, and then go up and then be knocked down and have no regulation ability for our own state, because that leads us to be externally referenced. And as soon as we're externally referenced, we can't become a unique human being. So nature's program is first develop autonomy and then sustainably and masterfully see how high you can get on the human state continuum, where you don't feel that helplessness to a point where you give up what you want to do and start looking to, what do I have to do so you won't hurt me? Now you're going to conform blindly to the abuser, to the environment, and you've lost your uniqueness. And the uniqueness is programmed in because diversity is nature's strength. You could see nature as a game that wins 100% of the time with every roll of the dice. You see, nature just needs one lucky 6 and has 20 billion dice to roll in every moment, and there's always a part of life that continues. Life always wins. But its trick, its lucky charm is diversity. Because if you have enough diverse patterns of life that are all doing different strategies, then in any given environment, no matter what happens, one of them comes out winning, surviving, and life goes on.